The bearing inside your front-load washer costs about $7. When it fails, and on most machines it will fail, the repair runs $600 to $1,200. Not because the part is rare, not because the labor is complicated. Because the manufacturer sealed that bearing inside a plastic tub at the factory, welded it shut, and made sure the only repair they'll sell you is the entire tub assembly. That wasn't a design flaw. That was a business decision. I spent way too long digging into this one. I went through appliance repair forums, pulled Yale Appliance's service call database, and read a peer-reviewed study that tracked washing machine lifespans across 6 decades of data. Here's what nobody at the store is going to tell you. Every major brand does this. Samsung, Whirlpool, Maytag, GE, Electrolux, Frigidaire. Same sealed tub philosophy, same economics, different logo on the door. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which brands are failing fastest, the single engineering decision that explains all of it, and the 2 machines I'd actually spend my own money on. Let's get into it. Here's what appliance repairmen know that most people don't. Every front-load washer has 2 ball bearings and a rubber lip seal sitting behind the drum. In the 90s, those parts sat inside a tub you could unbolt, split open, and fix in half an hour. A $30 job. Then manufacturers switched to injection molded plastic. They started pressing the bearings into the rear tub half while the plastic was still warm, then ultrasonically welding the 2 halves together. Permanently. One of the most respected independent techs in the country explained it plainly on his repair blog. The bearings are factory pressed into the back half of the drum. You can't just buy a set, pop them in, and go. You have to replace the whole tub. So a $7 bearing now lives inside a $300 to $500 chunk of molded plastic, plus another $300 in labor to swap it. That's not a red flag. That's a white flag from the manufacturer. Number 1 on the avoid list, Samsung, specifically the WF series front loaders. I read complaints across 4 different repair forums, and the pattern is hard to ignore. Bearing failures at 10 to 16 months, just past that 1-year warranty cutoff. One independent technician pulled apart 3 Samsung units back to back and found the rear outer drum cracked right at the seal opening, straight from the factory. His conclusion was that Samsung is overpressing the bearings into the hub, cracking the plastic during assembly, and Samsung confirmed to a customer that they don't sell bearings separately. The tub assembly alone is about $500. Add labor, and you're north of $900 on a machine that costs $900 new. Drop in the comments if Samsung got you on this one. I'll be in there. Number 2. Whirlpool and Maytag. Same company, same factory, same platform, different sticker on the front. Whirlpool bought Maytag back in 2006 for $2.6 billion, and the Maytag repairman officially has plenty to do now. The Whirlpool Duet platform has a specific failure that repair forums have been documenting for over a decade: the spider arm. It's a 3-armed aluminum casting that connects the stainless steel drum to the drive shaft. Alkaline detergent, the kind in every bottle of Tide, slowly eats aluminum. Combine that with stainless-on aluminum galvanic corrosion and pooled water, and the spider arms dissolve over 5 to 9 years. Owners on Appliance blog described their washer sounding like it was trying to become airborne. They opened the door and found 2 of 3 spider arms snapped clean off. Whirlpool quietly changed the alloy, redesigned the drainage, and added cleaning cycle instructions. They never issued a recall. Sit with that for a second. Pay attention to this next part because it connects everything. Samsung won't sell you the bearing. Whirlpool won't recall a known corrosion defect. 2 different companies. Same calculation. They chose the margin over the machine. The same playbook runs in every aisle. Mowers, chainsaws, generators. I built the No BS Buyer's Vault so you'd have this kind of breakdown before you're standing at the register. Scan the QR code on screen or check the link in the description and pinned comment. Number 3. GE. Except GE doesn't actually make your washer anymore. Haier. The Chinese appliance conglomerate bought GE Appliances in 2016 for $5.6 billion. The machines still say GE on the front. They're built on shared Haier platforms in Louisville, Kentucky. Yale Appliance in Boston tracks real service data across 33,000 calls a year. Their 2026 numbers put GE front loaders at 8.5%, needing service in year 1. GE Profile is worse at 10.5%. Roughly 1 in 10 machines needs a repair call before the first birthday. And that's just year 1. The bearing problem lives in years 5 through 10, which Yale doesn't even capture. Yale actually dropped Samsung and Whirlpool washers from their showroom entirely. Their explanation was that they changed laundry brands more than any other category to limit their customers' service problems. And here's where it all comes together. A 2025 study published in the Journal of Industrial Ecology tracked appliance lifespans over 60 years. Washing machines went from an average lifespan of 19.2 years in the 90s to 10.6 years today. A 45% decline. Refrigerators over that same period? Flat. Freezers? Flat. Dishwashers? Flat. The researchers noted that if planned obsolescence was the only explanation, you'd expect the decline across every appliance. You don't. Something specific changed in washing machine engineering during the 90s and 2000s. The sealed tub, the welded plastic, the non-replaceable bearing. The timeline matches exactly. That's the avoid list. And I want to be honest about something before we move forward. The point was never to leave you standing in the aisle afraid to buy anything. The point was to give you information the salesperson doesn't have. So here's the other side. 2 machines, that's all that earned a spot. The one I'd spend my own money on, Speed Queen TC5, model TC5003WN. Speed Queen is built by Alliance Laundry Systems in Ripon, Wisconsin, the same company that builds the machines inside commercial laundromats, the ones that survive 100,000 cycles from strangers who overload them every single day. The TC5 uses a bolted, splittable stainless steel tub with field-replaceable bearings. They actually sell the bearing kit as a standalone part. That alone separates them from every other brand on this list. It ships with a 5-year parts and labor warranty, a lifetime tub warranty, and it's rated for 10,400 cycles, which works out to roughly 25 years of normal use. Honest caveat, it runs $1,200 to $1,500. It's a top-load agitator design, 3.2 cubic feet, no app, no steam, no Wi-Fi. A king-size comforter won't fit in one load. Your call. But I personally think this machine will outlast your mortgage, and that math speaks for itself. If you want a full-size front loader with large capacity and modern features, the LG WM4000 HWA is the best option in the mainstream market. I think the honest way to say it is that it's the least bad. Yale appliance rates. LG front loaders at 2.7% first-year service rate, the lowest of any brand they track. And unlike Samsung, LG has aftermarket compatible bearing kits you can find on Amazon for about $30. If you're handy enough to spend a Saturday with a bearing puller in 5 to 7 years, you can actually fix this machine instead of throwing it away. That's not a guarantee. It's a fighting chance. And in this market, a fighting chance is more than most manufacturers are willing to give you. You now know something that most people standing in the appliance aisle right now don't. The difference between a washer designed to be repaired and one designed to be replaced is the only thing you need to understand about this industry. $7 bearing or $1,200 tub. That's not a price gap. That's a philosophy gap. Use the information. Spend differently. YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here, so go ahead and tap it, and if you made it to the end, you already know this channel is worth a subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.